It's August 2025, and we're long past the whole scheme of Lexington Law and the mainstream credit repair companies, and now we're in the new scheme of something that's doing pretty much a terrible job at repairing credit as well, and that is called the AI credit repair implementation. When it was asked questions about legal and finance, I got it wrong most of the time. So I'll leave the study in the link description below with other studies so you can see that AI is not something you should use for legal, also finance. And then in OpenAI's usage policy, it basically tells you don't use it for legal or finance as well. So let's go ahead and look at the board right here. So we know about mainstream credit repair companies. If you do a Google search or just maybe a YouTube search, you'll find two options. On YouTube, it's heavily DIY videos, and on Google, it's pretty much the credit repair companies, giving consumers like a very terrible taste in their mouth. And let's basically take a deep dive on these two methods to repair your credit, and I'm going to tell you why they suck. So the mainstream credit repair companies, Lexington Law, any credit repair company that you find in a listicle on Google follows the culprit of Lexington Law. They follow the mold. I just want you to be clear about that. All right. For those of you that do not know and are considering to work with Lexington Law, you should understand that they were sued for billions of dollars for deceptive marketing tactics. Like, let me just kind of tell you what they did, and this is why you should not trust them. The majority of the people that they target are hopeless people that have credit profiles that are so bad that I wouldn't even take them on as a client, number one. Number two is that whole mechanism of them getting the client is completely wrong. They create fake real estate listings, loan applications to get customers and just deny them. Pretty much why they were sued. They violated the TSA rule, the telemarketing sales rule, but how they got clients, the acquisition of clients, was completely unethical. And this pretty much blew the whistle on them because they didn't get these people results. You know, when you operate a business, it's hard to make profit in credit repair when you actually do the work, because it takes time. So the reason why they got so big is because they were streamlining everything. They were using mass-produced templates, and it was just a monthly fee that you had to pay them to do this. And most of you guys that work with them already know this. There's tons of reviews of Lexington Law online, and the only people that are saying it's good are the people that are being paid to write those listicles, like money.com, like all these companies. You can just tell there's an affiliate link and it says they get money. Sometimes, usually they'll disclose they're making money. These people that work for these journalists that work for these news companies, they say it's good. They're writing the reviews for a service that they don't even use themselves. Terrible customer service. Now let's look at the DIY industry. DIY and AI pretty much go hand in hand because the biggest guys in the game, like Dispute Panda, Dispute Beast, all of these guys focus on DIY methods, and the reason why they're doing that, they can shield themselves from liability. If they were a real expert, they would take on clients and help them, but they don't, and they just want you to do it yourself. I was looking on Reddit. One person was asking about Dispute Beast and how good it was. Well, another guy commented. He commented this, and then the other guy commented this. And I must say, the second guy that commented has a very good point. There's going to be some people that want to do this themselves, whether that's good or not. In my personal opinion, I think it's dumb because, case in point number one, if you messed up your credit, why do you think learning how to repair credit while disputing is going to help you? It's kind of like learning how to fly an airplane before you've gotten your license or have done any real training on how to do it. It's like all of a sudden, you want to learn how to fly an airplane on a commercial airliner on your next trip to Hawaii. Doesn't make sense, right? Like, you don't know how to fly a plane. For people that have already proven that they don't know anything about credit, otherwise they would not mess it up in the first place. I think that is pretty spot on right there. DIY isn't the best option. DIY is mainly for people that appeal to, high fees from credit repair companies. The most marketed credit repair companies suck. The most marketed food, like McDonald's and Burger King, that food is not food, it's poison. And they're no different. These are just greedy CEOs that want to get super rich. That's why the government went after them. They're not really giving anyone any value. And DIY, that's another can of worms because These people like lack financial literacy. There needs to be a coaching service and a mentoring and a credit counseling service. And these DIY programs do not provide that. This requires a representative, a person, to work on their behalf and educate them. It's like financial therapy. They are legitimate credit counselors that do this with you. They sit down with you or they work virtually over the phone with you, and they help you not make these mistakes, and they plan budgeting and credit building strategies. And that's what we do here at Pinnacle Credit Management. Pinnacle Credit Management, we manage your credit. We work on your behalf to remove negative, inaccurate information, and we'll be the first ones to tell you, right? These guys right here, they'll take any customer. They will charge them money knowing that they probably can't help them, and they don't even know. How could you prove that you can help them when you don't even know if you can, right? So why would you offer a service when you know you can't help them? One thing about working with me, I turn down more people than I bring on. And the simple reason is because for the most part, if I look at their credit, it's really not a good file to work on. I probably don't want to work with them. I'm going to be like, I can't help you. And if they're just like, really unaccountable and they're an asshole, I'm definitely not going to work with them. That's just a straight up truth. So our filtration process is very, very strong. I vet out customers. People criticize me online for doing this. Well, guess what? You know what? Would you rather me lie and be nice to you and just take your money and tell you everything to just take your money and then you find out later that it doesn't work, right? Or would you rather me be honest with you and say, hey, your file's too messed up. You work with too many credit repair companies. Whatever you did on your own really messed it up, all right? Now, these DIY systems, they have the common dispute tactics and strategies. They both share these two methods, whether you hire a mainstream credit repair company or DIY with Mike the Credit Guy or Dispute Beast or Dispute Panda or any one of them, right? Because I tried them all, and I'll make another video because I actually did a test with 100 randomized people to use these services, and you will be blown away of the results I get. That will be a next video that I'll post that later. So Mike the Credit Guy, DIY credit repair, AI credit repair, mainstream credit repair, they share both common dispute tactics and strategies. Now, we all know what a tactic and a strategy is, right? A tactic is a simple dispute to a direct creditor. It's one that you do. A strategy would be workflow and a life cycle of plans later on, right? Maneuvers to over time. Strategies require usually months, weeks and months. Tactics, you can do a dispute, in a few minutes. Especially with this AI, you can do a dispute tactic in minutes, seconds, right? But they both share the same formulas, right? So Einstein said, don't do the same thing expecting different results. You see, the truth is this, all right? When you have a dispute filed against a creditor, it's for a violation. They're in trouble. They don't want to be in trouble. So they're going to do everything they can to defend themselves against liability. And, I hate to say this, but they're better at counteracting disputes than you. And then when you publicize your strategies online, doesn't it make sense for creditors to go online or just do research? Do you honestly think that these debt collectors and credit bureaus are not watching YouTube videos or studying what's out there, right? I mean, they really don't have to. They're getting the dispute. They know what you're doing. They know the law more than you. They've been in business longer than you've been alive. So who's better at this process, right? So you have that. Let's just say there are violations that are pretty solid. Well, even so, it's still going to be difficult because they're not just saying, oh, you know what? Yeah, we made a mistake. Let's just remove the account. No, because that puts them in trouble. They will fight tooth and nail to keep that stuff on. Now, let's just say that you think you have violations because you did some AI search and the AI came up with the violations and interpreted the law that way. Well, you shouldn't do that either because AI is a liar. You should not use AI for finance or credit repair, the AI that exists. And I will tell you why. AI stands out like a sore thumb, and credit repair agencies don't really have to respond to your disputes in the way that you want if they know that you're using a credit repair agency in an unlawful way or an unauthorized way or using AI in the wrong way, right? Because honestly, the bureaus have their own proprietary AI that's better than what's out there. ChatGPT is really not good. ChatGPT is a broad scale tool and it's not good for finance. I know it's popular. It's the best AI that we know, ChatGPT, but even ChatGPT is wrong. So my challenge is this. When you have these credit repair companies that say they have AI, like Dispute Beast, Dispute Panda, who is funding their pockets? Because in the realm of fintech, if there's cutting edge technology, there are people out to buy it. I'll give you an example. National Debt Relief reached out to me, I think in 2018, and they wanted to buy my company. They wanted our proprietary system. And to make a long story short, it never happened. They did something else. We did something else because we're never going to sell our information. We're never going to sell what we have here unless the price was right. But that's another video that I'll post later if I choose to. Let me know if you want to post that if you want me to post that video later. But the main thing here is there's no transparency of their developer team that made this AI. And so I say this, it is pretty clear that ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, or any other AI is more sophisticated than whatever Mike the credit guy has in this tiny industry of credit repair. Now that's a safe wager, that is pretty much a safe bet because there's nothing about this AI. There's no data about how good this AI is other than what we see on Reddit. And according to Reddit, you can see here, pretty much sucks. Now, to my next point, AI will lie to you. I'll give you an example. All right, guys, we're looking at a letter. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do a little bit of a search. So as you can see here, guys, this is AI. I asked AI right here. All right, and this is what it says. Here's clear evidence back down AI-driven credit repair disputes. Okay, there is no evidence that AI-generated credit repair dispute letters inherently contain visible template-based leading to an instant denial. That is completely wrong. Okay, that is completely wrong. And what is this based off of? Okay, think about it. Like a lot of you guys just do a search and you think AI is correct. Well, I'm going to prove you that this is terribly wrong. And this is the best AI that exists. So what we do is I have this letter right here. I asked AI to generate this letter. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is basically take this letter. I'm going to take the top part of this letter right here. Let's take the top part of the letter. Whoops. Let's take the top part of the letter and we'll just get to the bottom right here, okay? Because we don't need much. We'll go to this tool right here and then boom, you see that? It's proof. These are the characters that I'm talking about. 20 hidden characters found right there, all right? Prove the case more that you should not be using AI to fix your credit. And this isn't going to stop. I think this is going to continue to get worse. You saw right there that is proof AI has been wrong. And the case studies are in the link description below of this video so you can see for yourself. These are, highly educated studies that prove this. I just showed you this right here. I mean, that's the proof right there. You should not do that. Now, there's ways to fix that, but it's as if, why even do that? Why even go through that when you can just hire a professional that can get the job done? Now, here's the thing with hiring a professional. Just because you have bad credit does not mean a professional can fix it. Remember, here at Pinnacle Credit Management, we vet out who we work with. I'm going to tell you straight up, after I look at your reports and do some analysis about who you are as a person, I'm going to place my bet and be like, you know what? Probably not going to, it's probably not going to work for you. Or I'm going to say, you know what? This is a good case. I think we have a case here. Now, I would say a very high percentage of the time after I look at a file, success rate is high. And when I look at the file and I don't take it, I say the success rate is low. It would be high that I was right, that I can't help you because these other people hire other companies and they can't help them, right? So the majority of the people that I work on have hired other credit repair companies, but I have seen the most success when people don't hire other credit repair companies and when people have paid their debts off and the statute of limitations of those debts has gone by and there has been little to no activity on the file. That's pretty much a little bit of my qualification, my criteria of an ideal client that typically works out well. Here at Pinnacle Credit Management, we're not going to, we use AI to do the heavy lifting, but it's mostly human intervention. So I would recommend just booking a consultation with me. It's completely free. And then you'll hear from me first. So guys, from this video, we understood that the mainstream credit repair companies are doing the same thing. And if they're getting sued by the government, you probably shouldn't work with them. And the DIY method, although it is a more cheaper, relatively cheaper than working with us or another company, or even some people that charge even more ridiculous fees. But just because it's cheap doesn't mean it works well. And just because it's easy, doesn't mean it's going to be quality work. Like I said, mainly Mike the credit guy targets people because he wants to shield himself from liability because he's in a state where credit repair is basically illegal, right? It's really difficult. He doesn't want to get sued. So it's easy just to have a DIY AI program that he can be an affiliate to so he can make money. And like I said, these guys are on YouTube to make money. YouTube pays them about, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year this guy makes on YouTube. So he's in it for the money. He's not posting to really do it for free. He's doing it for money. So he's going to post out whatever video he can to make money off YouTube, tell you that you can fix it on yourself. Now, does this mean DIY doesn't work for everyone? No, DIY can work, but how good are you? I've had some clients that do DIY and it works for them and they still hire me, right? They want more work done. They're like, you know what? I got this for Andre, but I need some assistance. And I work with them, right? Don't take this as DIY is like, not go to work for you. It can, but I'd say chances are it won't because you messed up your credit and, it's highly unlikely that you're going to learn how to repair it all of a sudden by watching a YouTube video, right? It takes time. And like I said, that saying, only fools represent themselves. I'll see you on the next one.